lot of this is about not really like precision kind of work. There's also a lot left to, gravity and a lot left to chance. I think they relate to kind of the looseness and the freedom and the just like, okay, just do this and let it be what it is, that's also kind of a throwback to the environment that I grew up in. I was a teenager in the 80s, I was a little kid in the 70s, and what I grew up in is not about following the rules. The culture at the time was like a very do-it-yourself kind of attitude towards things. In graffiti, it was like people stole their paint and went out and painted illegal pieces, and they took matters into their own hands. And it was a tougher city. I knew a lot of graffiti writers that they'd show up to the spot, they wouldn't even have any paint, and they'd just wait until the first young kids rolled through with bags of paint and just jack them for all their shit, take their shoes, take their coat, take everything. I moved out to San Francisco. I was a young kid. It was just a conducive, I would say creative environment. It allowed me to just experiment with a lot of different materials. Different applicators, different inks, paints, whatever. Was doing a lot of stuff on the streets. Had my own ink, my own markers. I made a lot of noise out there. Moved back to New York, linked up with some people. They were like, hey, you could sell this.
KR had this thing that was, basically a product, that wasn't really anything at the time, but it was something that, throw it in a bottle and let's like package it, let's design it, let's like put it on the shelf and see what happens. We've been through all the grimy shit. Let's like market our shit on Louis Vuitton and Gucci's like level. Let's turn this product into like high-end, where people that don't have any idea what it is want it just to put on their shelves because it looks nice.
And I made like probably 24 bottles and sold out right away. Made 40, made 80, made 100. People were having such a good time with it that it really began to like dominate Lower Manhattan, where you really couldn't walk down the street without seeing like silver drippy tags like on doorways, mailboxes, whatever. And so essentially this became advertising. New York City is New York City. It's the crossroads of the world kind of, and you get a lot of people visiting. They thought it was cool. They found out the story. What, this guy makes his own ink? What is this? Oh, that's cool. And then they would go back to Europe or Brazil or wherever. And that really, really helped, like, as far as from a marketing perspective, because it just increased interest, both in the aesthetic, the brand, and the product. We also have been talking with people, like a company like Nike that is also interested in doing something with this aesthetic.
Pretty bugged out, like, story of just, somebody making something in their apartment into like a brand of globally distributed products that are, offered in some of the top retail spots around the globe.
Street cred and graffiti, I've had my day, and that's not a concern, anymore at all. That's a young man's game. I want credit at the bank. To quote a Brooklyn native, no more props, I want property in every borough.